Hey guys, this is August 22nd, and this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. Please bear with me on this video. I haven't made a video in a while, and I'll kind of go through that, why I haven't. Do have some sideburns here though. I have a lot to cover, some really bad news and some really good news too. I guess we'll do the bad news first and get it over with. Corey, one of the guys on the conference call that I've actually talked to a lot, he was always saying how, he couldn't find anything that worked, and just the torture was ramping up, and he really couldn't see a way out. People tried to help him on the calls, but he ended up taking his life I think last Thursday. Um, I might be wrong on the day, but it was last week. Two other young women took their lives. I don't know their names. And then one other young lady was put into the mental institution for speaking to the V2K. So in these conference calls and in these groups, we keep in touch with each other. This is really important, so that people like Corey who do end up taking their own life, we can at least know, and people who get put in the mental institution, we can at least know on the calls. People really did try and help him. I had talked to him once, but I feel really bad because the last time that I heard from him, I had the conference call on mute, and the moderator and another man were trying to help him, and I really didn't think it was a big deal, because you hear from all of us, this is so hard, like we can't do it, we can't take it anymore. So I didn't think it was a big deal. Towards the end of the call, it's like I tried to unmute myself, but the call was over. He was still on the phone. I don't think it would have done any good, but I wanted to tell him, like, get some plugs, get this or that. And I think I had spoken on calls before with him, and he had tried so much stuff. So, no, I mean, none of us put it on ourselves, but we can do better. We can always do better, and we need to have like a helpline. Definitely, we've been talking about that on the conference calls. We just need more people on the conference calls to do more things. And I need to get more active in it. Um, let's get into the good news. And everybody, please pray for those families. There, two young ladies took their lives, and then one got put into the short-term behavioral center. Corey took his life. Please pray for those families. Pray for Corey and those two young women who took their lives. Pray that they are in a better place, and that they're getting rest finally. Please pray for them. And I'm going to say a prayer too for them. I have said many prayers, and it hit me really hard, because I did talk to him a lot. Um, the good news, though, there's good news here. Last Friday, it was the 16th. I'm not sure if that was Thursday or Friday. All that stuff was happening around the same time. I know that I was on the conference call where they were notifying us. The moderator notified us that Corey did take his life. And then I was swept away to the phone call. We were on a radio show, late night in the Midlands, with Michael Vera. And it's like a coast to coast show. I'm gonna get the light shining in my glasses, so I'm gonna kind of walk around here. Um, but it was me and Mike and Patty, so me and two other TIs were just telling about, our situations, and it's late night in the Midlands, hosted by Michael Vera. So please check that out. I think you can go to their website, and it was really good. We all presented ourselves well. Two other target individuals called in and told about their stories and what they knew about it. So it was mainly a bunch of target individuals calling in. It probably looked really good for the listening audience. But he says, please contact Michael Vera, because he will talk to us on his radio show. He might, get you on there for a little while. Or if there's enough of us and we call in, he might do another show on it because people are interested in it. And he was very fair and balanced, just asking us questions about it. Really believes that it's happening, but just doesn't know the full scope and doesn't know, how everything's done, just like us, just as target individuals don't. Um, and also, David Voits was on Coast to Coast for like a 10-minute segment, I think, that weekend. So we're really getting out there. We're getting into media. We're going. But we are experiencing losses. I wish that we would have had a helpline or could have gotten Corey some help. Those two young women, right now, people on those conference calls who are associated with, Derek's organization and just independently are trying to get her help and get her out of that mental facility. So we just got to do better on that. We got to group up on these calls and get together. And the men and the ladies, men and women on these calls are so good at grouping up and helping people. Like I've never seen something like that. I'm impressed, and I have to learn from it. As I make my videos, I go through my life, I try and think of things, but these women, they focus on the emergencies, putting out the fires, and we just couldn't do this without this people on this conference calls. They're just doing a great job. They just have a lot better ideas. A lot of the women and a lot of the men on the conference calls have better ideas for helplines, for having doctors in each state. Somebody who's on the call slot. So we need to find somebody who's friendly to target individuals. So if we do get somebody who's in Corey's situation with health problems and just can't take the torture, that we'll have somebody who can just take care of them physically and know what's going on. So we need to be researching in our states doctors that we can trust and getting together on this stuff. They're just doing such a great job in these groups. FFCHS is still going, PAX is still going, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure in what capacity of FFCHS. It's kind of, everybody's kind of struggling. Everybody's kind of tired, and they're still going up and strong, but we just need more hands and more people on the conference call. That's one thing I wanted to talk about on this phone call. I wanted to just say it's like, I think Saturday morning. It was after all that had happened. I started getting hit really bad. Now it's for sure that there are people upstairs. They like my parents came to move stuff in on Sunday, and they put a flamingo on their door when they came to move. They put old lady stuff on their door to kind of, and it was right when my parents came to move stuff in. I guess to kind of, if I say anything like there are people up there, then my parents look up there to flamingo and they're like, that's old lady stuff. There's an old lady up there. So it's a psychological game. But they definitely are. I'll show y'all. I sit, and I've done the readings. I've done readings for y'all, and somebody said that this fan may have magnets in it, but I've done readings where it's reading nothing, and then readings where it is reading stuff. And I sit in this chair and play video games, and I'll get hit right in the top of the head, just from this direction over here. And then I've started to just hear them. They don't care that I know anymore. They know that I know, so they're just very loud. I'll go into that other room to sleep, and they'll even scratch on the floors, and it's not V2K. They'll scratch on the floors. They'll set stuff down. It's not V2K at all. They will not answer their door. Like I go up there and I knock. Maybe since they put that flamingo up, since there is signification, there's somebody's in there. Maybe I can go and just keep knocking and at least see their face, because my mom's going to move in here soon, and they've got a bunch of weapons up there. When I started, if you see what I've done with my plates, I put them aiming up. Put some aiming up there, and then I put some aiming up over here. And it's gotten a lot better. But that's what I wanted to talk about on Saturday. They hit me so hard. Like I stayed up all night. I couldn't sleep. I drove out to get an energy drink or something. It was so weird. I had a right turn. I turned in, and there's a big black SUV with one light. Came in, and he drove up beside me and got out of his car. And I just kept driving because I had the right turn. He was coming left. He didn't have the right of way, and I kept driving. But I guess I was in such a they had damaged me a lot with torture, so I guess they were amping up the vehicular stalking. It does correspond with the torture. That's a fact, and I hate saying that. I hate knowing that. But this guy can't move along information that fast. Like the DHS fusion centers do know that when a person's weak, when they're in a weakened state, and they're being tortured really bad, I guess would be the way you say it. I came back here just exhausted because it was an emotionally exhausting experience, and my body was so tired, and they didn't slack off. I got under my enclosure, and they instantly started heating up the back of my spine and also the side of my head to where for 30 minutes I could not close my eyes, and I was having trouble. I was choking, like I couldn't breathe. So I'm not sure what. I guess they were just inundating my body with that electromagnetic frequency just on my spine, and my chest, on my head. I'm not sure. It may just be because these people upstairs have high-powered weapons. They keep bringing them in here, and they're very powerful right above me. So it could be that's just it's wearing my body out. It's like my defenses are working. I keep going, but it's been, 7 to 8 years. My body is so tired. So even when they're not torturing me that bad and it's just a headache, my body is tired. I can't get sleep, so it's worn out. It's worn out. I woke up today, the remote neural monitoring, the other night, they gave me a directed dream that the only way I can describe it is they must have taken it out of the mind of a mental patient. But this dream, I could feel the emotion in the dream. I was putting my own stuff in there. I put in Wonder Man, and my brother was in it, but my subconscious was fighting what they were doing. But it was the most horrific, just horrific dream ever. Just scary, what you would think somebody in a mental institution would dream. And I don't know how they did it, but it was directed dreaming, and it took a lot out of me. There was a part in the dream where it's like hands. I could feel hands grabbing all over my body. I could feel them, feel the hands. I've had that in directed dreaming, but before when I had regular dreams, I'd never feel hands on me or anything, but I could feel hands dragging me down, then out of the sky, it looked like a stone god came out and threw lightning bolts at him and stuff like that. And that's not even the weird part. It was so vivid, and the emotion was so scary in it. And so they were messing with the emotions with remote neural monitoring and doing directed dreaming. Very scary stuff, guys. For non-TIs, I know that sounds out of this world. This technology is out of this world, and it's being held by people who are not qualified, who know nothing about the mind, who are just using it for torture. This has got to stop. Please, non-TIs, please help us, because a lot of us, we're tired. We're being tortured. Our families don't believe us. Some of our family members are being attacked, and we need help. So, non-TIs, please study this. Please get on board. This is coming to us all. This technology will be used on us all. So we've got to get it out into the public. But that's kind of what I wanted to say. My body is very tired, and because they're traumatizing me so bad, like that morning and the night before too, and that was the night after the radio show. They hit me so hard in the head that I had convulsions, and it's almost every night. Now that I have my plates facing upward, now it's more of a different kind of feeling. It's like they microwave my face, but I don't go into convulsions, so it's helped a little bit. But it's still like my body is so tired, and the traumatic like episodes where they're really hitting me hard. I don't